Oh, it's recording.
Oh, that was like a trick out, fake out recording. All right, ripple effect. Welcome. I'm so excited to see Tess and Melanie and Ariel, and I know Ariel might be popping in and out because her internet is so much fun. But I'm super excited that you guys joined us today because I get to lead because Christine and her house were sick. And I should have taken this a little bit more seriously and had some brilliant things prepared. So we're just going to roll with it. What I wanted to talk about today, did any of you guys that are on here watch Taryn's video in Fitfluence the other day about goals and goal setting? Anybody? Anybody? No? Fantastic.
At least they're honest. Yeah, you can just repeat everything she said. It'll be great.
Could if I could remember it all. She said a lot of things. But I want us to think as we're going in, well, now we're in December, and we still have a month left of the year. A lot of people, you know, in other home-based businesses, it's super easy to set sales goals because they're selling something, you know, for Christmas. And they've, you know, got all their little host rewards and all that fun junk. For health and fitness, it's super hard because all the people that we're trying to reach put themselves on the back burner and don't want to spend any money on themselves because they're so busy taking care of like their kids and their spouse and all the millions of people that they're wanting to get gifts for. So we need to really strategize and start thinking, what are our goals for December? What does December look like for us? But mainly, how are we going to finish the year strong so that we can launch into 2017 rocking and ready to go? Because January is when we want our business to explode. All those people that all of a sudden realize, oh, junk, that's what I ate. I was supposed to have lost 20 pounds, but instead I gained 10 this year. Because everybody starts off the year with a brilliant goal. Oh, Tess shouting herself out. What? Shoot, I don't know what you look like because you look fabulous right now. But what are you saying? So we want to really think about what our goals look like. And Christine and I, when we do our calls every Monday, one of the things that we talk about are what is our goal for the month? What is our goal for the week? Now, we started off the year with, you know, we've got 3 specific goals for the year, and then each month and week we break them down so that we can get closer and closer towards those goals. We've kind of sucked at those, and we're re-strategizing some of them, and not that we've sucked terribly, but we're not nearly as close to them as we wanted to be. So we're, you know, constantly reevaluating and looking at what we're doing. But when we're setting our goals, where people fail isn't the goal that they set. They struggle in planning around the goal and then, more importantly, executing on the plan that they set. Does that make sense? So my question first, have you thought about your goals for December? Has anybody even thought about it? And if you haven't, that's okay. Be cool. Be cool.
I have.
Nice.
I have.
Do you want to share?
Yes.
Please
do. I always, so some of my goals are the same every month. Want to hit Success Club 10, always every month. And I want to get 2 coaches rank advanced and sign 4 new coaches. Those would be my goals. I would also like to start consistently making $350 a week in December. Not just every once in a while, consistently in December.
Nice. Has anybody else thought about, and if you haven't thought about your goals, it's okay, because I want you to start thinking about them. And if you haven't started thinking about them in the little bit of time that we have, I want to help you think about them and figure out what makes sense. If you've never signed a coach in your life, saying that you're going to sign 4 coaches in December isn't a terrible goal if you have a heck of a plan and you're ready to dive in. But it might not be a realistic place for you to start. You know, your goal might be, I'm going to get to Emerald and I'm going to get those first 2 coaches, or I'm going to get a coach, or, you know, if you've never hit Success Club, it doesn't mean you can't hit Success Club 10. The very first time I hit Success Club, I hit 10. I didn't hit 5. So, but you need to look at your month and look at what kind of work you're willing to put in and what that's going to look like for you. Are you talking to your kids? Okay, because you were muted and I was like, nope, don't hear you. Who else has thought about goals that you want to share? Anybody? Yes, Tess. Unmute first.
So I guess my goals aren't necessarily, I don't know, I'm a little bit more into the future with my goals, because I know right now me and Melanie and Kelly are running a free group. And so I guess my goals right now are just, I want to get a bunch of people plugged into that. And I'm hoping that by them being a part of the group for the month, because I know Melanie has a lot of people who are Beachbody customers, that throughout this month, these people who are just doing it for free will then in January want to sign up for something. So I guess I'm just using this month as like a builder into next month.
Now, what I want you to do, instead of saying, I want to get a bunch of them, pick a number.
Okay.
I want to get 5 new people in the free group, and I want to turn at least 2 of them into customers.
Okay.
So that's how you're going to start, like, looking at your goals. Now, has your group already started?
Yes.
Okay, so your group has already started. How long is that group?
It'll be for the month.
Okay, it's a whole month. Are you adding people as you go? Or
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, right now we're just doing like a prep week. So prep week started yesterday and we're just kind of shortening it. And then we're going to jump full force on Monday.
Okay, so I would, if I were you, if this was me looking at you, I would set a goal for how many people you want to add. Let's say you want to get 5 more people in that group. Well, how many do you need to then invite in order to have 5 people join your group?
Probably at least like 20.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's how we need to start looking at we need to set a goal and then reverse engineer it and figure out, okay, now how do we get there? And then we have to actually do it. But what's also helpful is as you're setting those numbers, you're going to start to figure out, okay, for every 10 invites, I get 1 customer. So then you know in the future, okay, this is my goal. This is how many different people I need to talk to. So I think like that's an excellent goal. So just, figure out for yourself, how many do you want to get into the free group? And then how many would you like to convert into customers going, in January? Because again, it's super hard if you haven't been talking to people all along to suddenly expect people to buy from you in December. Because the work that you do in December, you're going to see in January, February, and March. Which I'm sure Melanie, I heard, did you have like a booming month, Melanie? Perhaps?
For November?
Yes.
It went really, really good on the very last day. I got 2 Success Club points, but then I didn't even get to see them because, it rolled into December 1st, and then boom, they were gone. I was like, oh.
But November, you were, not around. You kind of had life hit you, but you did well in November because of all the work you did prior to November. And that's why we all need to be more consistent. And that's why we need to really be focusing on our goals and what they are. Christine and I are working right now through this book. We're slowly working through it. We're going to get better. It's the 12-week year. And it basically, most people do goal setting, for the year, and then they try to break it down. But the idea is that you're setting 3-month goals and 3-month goals, and you're doing what you would do in a year in 3 months. So it's taking away that, I can still hit that goal like people do with their New Year's. I plan to lose 10 pounds this year. Well, I can wait until October to do it. No. So it makes you focus but within that 3-month period, you need to then break it down monthly and weekly. Anyway, did anybody else have goals they want to share or try to figure out working through or breaking down? Or does Christine want to pipe in? Go ahead, Melanie.
I want to hit Success Club 5 at least this month. I have 17 people that joined our challenge group, which is really overwhelming because that's the most I've ever had.
Is this your free group or?
Yes.
Okay.
So a lot of them don't do Beachbody products yet, but a lot of them are really interested in Beachbody. So my plan is just to get them to go sign up for that free account, use the tools, and try to interest them in that. Some of them have come to me already about the Shakeology. They're like, well, we don't drink it, but we're interested. So I want to get 2 people signed up on Home Direct with Shakeology. And yeah, that's as far as I've gotten. I haven't wrote them down. I need to write my goals down, and then I know.
Right. No, but that's good thinking. That's a good way ahead. In Taryn's call, she also talked, which struck me the most, wasn't just our business goals. Our business goals are super important, but she also wanted to make sure that we're focusing on our health and fitness goals. And that's something that I've been terrible with when it comes to my downline coaches, and making sure that I'm checking in with them to specifically see where is it that you want to be, because you guys are all coaches within our organization. So part of, we don't just care about what you're doing business side, we want to make sure, because you're still customers, you're still challengers. And so one of the things that she wanted to make sure that we're all thinking about is, what are our fitness goals? What are our nutrition goals? And that we make sure that we're paying attention to those for ourselves, but also that's going to translate into our business. You know, knowing where we are, what we want to be doing, what that's going to look like, how we're going to challenge ourselves. And for me, it was super eye-opening and challenging, because I was like, well, crud, what is my new goal? I don't have weight loss goals. Like, I can't measure guns. I mean, like, I don't want my arms to get bigger. I want them to be more cut. Well, how do you define a cut? Like, I mean, you know, it's hard. I'm not doing a program right now where I'm doing pull-ups. In one of my programs, I was able to say, I want to do X number of pull-ups. So it's just trying to figure that out. And so I want you to think about, what does that look like for you? What are some of your health and fitness goals? You know, what program are you on? What challenge groups do you have? You know, when do you have them scheduled? And I'm throwing these things out because I just want you to be thinking about them. You don't have to be committing to them, but be mindful. What is your goal? For me, the month that I did Country Heat, if you watched that, it was like the most terrible debacle of life. But for me, that was a goal. Like, it was super challenging to restrict myself, actually. Like, my goal was to not work out the same way I usually do, and to restrict what I was doing, to let my body heal from all the crazy work that it had been doing, but also to really hone in and focus on nutrition that month. My next goal is, okay, I'm going to do the deluxe version of Core de Force. But after that, I was like, what do I do? And I figured out what I'm going to do. My next challenge, I'm going to take on P90X2. I'm a Tony Horton girl, and I've shied away from it because it was long. It's 55 minutes. And so I shied away from that. So for me, it's not so much physically challenging, but mentally, that's my next challenge, is doing that kind of program. Does that all make sense? So I want you guys to be thinking about those as well. Ariel, I know you're super quiet. Have you thought about any of your goals for December?
Yeah, I was writing a couple down.
Awesome.
So I do want to do Success Club 5 this month.
This month?
For sure.
Okay.
This month, for sure. And I really want to work on me being consistent, because I know that's something that I struggle with, and I'm back and forth with. So I really want to work on being consistent on posting on social media every day.
Awesome. 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 And you're crushing your social media right now. Because Christine's been sick, so I haven't gotten to talk to her really this week, but I still like message her 15 times a day, and I'm like, dude, do you see your girl crushing it on social media? She's back. Like, yeah, you and Tess and Kelly, I was like, dude, your people are rocking. Yeah. So that's the kind of junk that she gets from me while her kids are sick and whatnot. But yes, absolutely be more consistent. Do you have a challenge planned?
Yeah, the one that I've been posting in as an event, it's a public event right now, and then I'm going to make it a group this week, but it is going to be the 21-day fix.
Okay.
So
to start when?
On the 12th. So I think I'll the prep week on the 5th.
Do you have a date planned to start a group in January yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay, Tess and Melanie, do you have a January date yet?
FYI, Ariel's start date works perfectly for that.
Right.
I just did the math.
Okay.
Just now.
The reason I'm asking specifically Ariel, but I want Tess and Melanie also, you guys all want to be converting these customers. What are you converting them to? You want to have a group that now you can say, we just did this awesome group. We worked really well together. I have this group that's going to start on the 9th. And by the way, it's the health bet. I'm not sure if you guys are tracking. The health bet starts on the 9th. You know, so it's an opportunity where it's a great time for them to join with a program, get their Shakeology, continue to work with you, hit that new year strong. But at the end of 30 days, if they follow the health bet, they're going to have an opportunity to get some money, back. And so the reason you want to start thinking, you know, into next month is it's so much easier to get somebody to buy from you if they're buying with the idea that they're going to start a group, because they have a deadline. So hopefully you guys are starting to see that. So you always want to have that planned out, if that makes sense. So start thinking those dates. The 9th is nice because it's the health bet, but you don't have to do your business around the health bet. Christine was really vocal in her social media that don't join my group just to get the potential for $15. Like, invest in your health, invest in you, which I totally don't disagree with at all. I mean, I want people, but if they're going to be doing it anyway and they can get some money back and it's a fun social media thing, you know, figure out what works for you as far as how you talk to people, but you know, make sure you're hitting that. And it's also through the Challenge Tracker app. Is your free group through the Challenge Tracker app or Facebook? The app? Okay, so all those free people are your customers now. Sweet.
Very smart. For anybody that's watching this recording, that is exactly how you should do it because of that reason. Once they fall in love and decide to order, you do not have to sweat about where that order goes. It's already handled. So the Tracker app is your friend. Please use it.
I have 5 new customers.
That's huge.
This challenge group. I knew I was like, woo-hoo.
That's incredible. Very good.
And make sure that when you do send somebody the link and they show up in your group, verify that they showed up in your customer list, because there are a lot of customers that don't know they have a coach. And that's a great way to check. If they're suddenly in your group and they're not on your customer list, it meant they already had a coach. And so then you have a conversation. And have the conversation. You know, you're not showing up as one of my customers. Do you already have a coach? And if they say no, say, okay, well, you must have ordered at some point. If you'd like to work with me, this is how you change. If they're aware that they had a coach, you know, have the conversation with them. You know, do you know your coach? Is it somebody that you've worked with? We don't poach, we don't steal. However, I know you're gigglies. However, there's people that have coaches that they knew at one point. For me, a lot of my military friends will order from their neighbor and then they move and they don't even know that person anymore. So they're like, yeah, I knew them, but I don't talk to them ever. I'd rather work with you. And we can work that out. If you live in Powell, Wyoming, have a conversation with your upline before you sign coaches and things.
We firmly believe that every customer has a right to work with whoever they want. So if someone decides to work with someone else that isn't you, I don't ever want to hear anyone in my team coming and complaining to me that they've been poached from, because I'll just ask you questions about how you've been helping that person. That said, if you know someone that's a little sensitive on the issue, just be careful. And not everyone apparently has that mentality. However, we do. Cool?
And I've had people show, you know, they're in my group and I'm like, hey, I noticed that you have a coach already. If you want to stick with that coach, I'm personally okay with them being in the group, but I let them know a lot of coaches don't like that. You know, as a courtesy, let your coach know you're working in my group. Find out if they have a group, because it's an opportunity for them to reach up, because some coaches are running groups and their customers just don't realize it because they're not doing a good job of talking. So it's an opportunity to say, hey, you are welcome to stay in my group. I would love working with you, but is your coach running one? Check with them, because if they are, you know, you're better off running with who you're working with. And I kind of want to hit people when they say, well, yeah, they're running a group, but I would rather work with you, but I don't want to switch to you. I'm like, so you're just going to keep sending your money their way? Fine. But anyway, they have the right to work with whoever. Hey, Christine, talk for a second because Jeff's calling me.
Cool, that's fine, because I was going to pop in anyway. So you guys have all these goals. That's super awesome. I want to make sure that you have a reason why you're going to meet them. So that's something you need to think about. It's all fine and good to say, you know, I want to hit Success Club, fine. It's all fine and good to say, you know, I want to get this number of new challengers, but you need to have a reason why. And without that, when we get those no's, those people are going to say no, or they're not going to respond, or we're not going to feel like doing it. You need to have a reason that you're going to keep doing it. And it needs to be something that gives you a fire. And I know sometimes you might get sick of us saying it, but there's a reason for that. And a vision is good. So I just feel like you guys should know that I envision myself standing on the stage at Summit with a microphone, having a conversation with 25,000 people. That's kind of something I intend on doing, and it's kind of important to me. And so when someone tells me no, I'm like, your loss when I'm standing on stage with a microphone and 20, 25,000 people. You'll be like, dang it, I should have said yes to her. So get a vision to back those goals. And one other thing real quick, at one point Dawn shared, I think the coach's name was Jennifer, an amazing tracking system in our group. I am in love with this sucker. It is a 7-step conversion process, and then you file these people away by the day, and you open up your day, you know who you're working with, you shut the binder, you put it away, and you're not wasting time. It's helped me immensely. I'm actually getting work done rather than just, hanging out on, I'm still hanging out on Facebook because, why not? But I'm actually getting work done too. So the goals, have the goals. You've talked about them. Figure out how to track them and back them hard. Okay. Okay. Especially when you have a day where someone is mad at you because, they have a coach and they don't want to work with their coach, or they just don't want to do it, or they want to wait until January, or they want to wait until after Christmas, or they don't want to invest in themselves. You need to know why you're not stopping. Okay.
And also make sure you're tracking all of that. When somebody says they want to wait till after the holiday, guess who you're talking to first after the holiday? I had 2 people that said they were waiting till December. Guess who got messages today? Because it's December. I'm like, hey, you said you wanted to wait till December. Where are we at? What do we need to do? What questions do you still have?
And here's the thing, my fear is like, oh my gosh, if I follow up with them, they're just going to think that I want to make money off them. But that's not true. They told you December. That means they want you to check in with them, and they're going to appreciate it. So I know a lot of us get that little voice in the back of our head that says, oh, no, they're not going to like that. Bull crap. They want it. That's why they told you. Okay. And
remind them. Say, hey, when we talked last, you mentioned December would be a better time. Remind them that they gave you the okay. Before I forget, I want to make sure that you guys are tracking on December 5th. So on Monday, Team Fitfluence has a live power hour. So if you can, and I don't know if they've put the time out yet, so keep tracking on that page. They'll put more information, but it's a good opportunity to get some work done with other people at the same time. So as you're working through some of these goals during that power hour, you can be contacting those people. You can be working your invites. You can be doing your follow-ups. The next big date that I want you to know now, because next week you're going to start inviting the heck out of, is the 12th is our next sneak peek.
if you want to talk on the sneak peek, get in touch with Taryn right now. Especially if you know someone who is going to be on that call, you want your face there.
You want them to see you. I know you guys right now are setting goals for Success Club, which are awesome. And you're setting goals for your challenge groups, which are awesome. And if you're on this call, my guess is you want to work your business. I want you to start setting a goal to get a new coach every month. One new coach. Now think about it. If you're hitting Success Club 5 every month, right? That means you've helped 3 people. You've gotten some people that are on Shakeology. Guess what I do the second month of anybody's Shakeology? I offer them the coaching opportunity. Hey, how are you liking your Shakeology? Do you plan to continue your Shakeology? And it's an opportunity for me to then talk to them about the coach opportunity. It's an opportunity to get them on a sneak peek so that they can learn a little bit more. So I want you to start looking at that. Now, depending on where you are in your life, you might not want just discount coaches, right? I mean, when you get a discount coach, you don't make that $32.50 off them anymore. However, if you're looking to build, you need to start to weigh and figure out, do I want to encourage this person to sign up as a discount? Is it beneficial to them? You know, if they're already on club, it might not be beneficial to them financially. It's a wash. So it's one of those things that as you're trying to figure out, reach to your upline to talk through. I just spent the first 15 minutes before you guys got on talking to Christine about the placement of a potential coach and where do I put them. You know, just to talk about and strategize and what makes the most sense. But add that as a goal every month, especially if one of your goals is Success Club. There's no reason that we can't be signing a coach every month, right?
And don't prejudge them. They might say that they're a discount coach and end up working the business. I have a few of those who start as discount coaches and then they end up working the business. So don't prejudge anyone. If you know They're going to work the business eventually. You make sure you put that bug in the ear that they're going to be an amazing coach. You invite them, but you can still sign them as a discount coach, put them in the group, and let the fire light itself. That's fine. That's totally fine. And it's, yeah, like Dawn said, when it comes to where to put people, Kelly, she's not on the call right now, but she's in a position right now where she's got some decisions to make about where to put people because she's got 2 very strong legs. So she has to figure out where and how to build. And that is kind of cool. It's kind of cool to get in a position where you're like, crap, where do I put someone? There's a lot of volume over here and there's a lot of volume over here and I have a rank to get to and what do I do? You guys want that problem. Let me tell you, okay? I have that problem. It's kind of fun. It's also kind of frustrating, but I like that I have it. Do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, things you'd like to talk about next week?
You don't know what you don't know, right?
Yep. Dawn and I'll just keep making it up as we go then.
So definitely I want you guys to really hammer out some goals for the month, write them down, and then start to figure out your plan. You might struggle with the plan part. Reach up. Ask Christine. Ask me. Pop it in the page. Like a quick example of a struggle of mine. One of my goals is to get to $200 a week because I don't cycle the way Melanie and Christine cycle. So I'm not bitter. I am, but I'm not. But for me, what does that mean I need to do? What do I need to do in my personal volume? What do I need to, like, so for me, it means getting some of my inactive coaches active so that I get volume. Okay. So I can put that as a goal, you know, get 5 inactive coaches active. But what are my steps? And so that's where you might struggle is what do those steps look like to now get that coach? So for me, mine are, you know, I'm adding mentoring calls, you know, reach out to 2 inactive coaches a week and talk to them about Shakeology, talk to them about getting back in a challenge group. Those are the kind of steps that you might need help working through, and that's where you want to reach up. And that's where poor Christine is going to have to deal with me on Monday because I've got a couple goals that I'm like, I don't know what the steps are, but this is what I need to do. Does that make sense? Did I make it more confusing? Sorry, it happens. All right, if you guys don't have any more questions, we won't like keep you, but I do want you to write them down. Share, are you, okay, so Melanie, you're not Christine's personally sponsored, but Ariel and Tess, you're both Christine's personally sponsored. Share with your upline coach. Melanie, share with Christine too. You know, share with Kelly and Christine, but share with your upline coach what those goals are because guess who's gonna then check in on you to see how you're doing on that? Now, Tess and Melanie, you guys are working as success partners, correct? Okay. Ariel, I encourage you to look for a success partner. Look for somebody else that wants to be doing some of the things that you want to do to help make sure you're being consistent. So all of a sudden they're tracking and they're like, I didn't see Ariel post on social media today. Where they can be like, hey, Ariel, what's up? Because guess who does that a lot to someone? You know? So, and sometimes it's, hey, forget about it. My family's sick. Leave me alone. I'm not doing, which is fine, but at least you're being made aware. And so that's going to help you be more consistent. I promise it'll help you be more consistent if you start to find that right person.
And you don't have to look in Ripple Effects. You don't even have to look in Team Fitfluence. Just any coach. You know, Dawn and I do not impact one another's business in any way, but we still very much care about the success of one another. So it doesn't have to be someone within our team at all. Just someone that you wouldn't mind working with, really.
If that makes, hopefully that makes sense. Because I definitely encourage you guys to start to look for those people because it is going to help. Man, I want to get Spirit. Spirit makes some good faces too, yo. All right, do you need a pound? Are you going to do a pound picture? She can't.
Come on, we all need to make a funny face at Sawyer.
I wanted to see Jeff, though. Can we get a Jeff appearance? I'm not taking the picture. Oh, there he is! I'm so excited.
I'm so happy!
And your slightly dented head.
Slightly bigger than slightly.
It is much better than that picture that was sent to me. I was like, oh!
It was bad, dude.
Nighttime is really bad. But
So does it actually changes at night?
it does, it sinks in. Yeah.
It's gross.
You're a medical marvel, my friend.
Dude, that's insane. That's insane. Wow.
Yeah.
It's
I'm so glad though that like we're talking to you right now. Like seriously?
Incredible.
definitely good.
Yeah. You need to just jump in live in the group and be like, yo dudes, here. Like
I know he has a great story now. Like
He has,
that's
and
the
you have such a good story, especially when Melanie was telling me what the doctors were saying about how healthy you are and how amazing it is. And she also told me you two were like Hawk and Beachbody in the hospital room. I mean,
Consistently.
these are like my favorite people.
I told the nurse, I was like, would you like a sample of Shakeology? I have some.
well, and the other great part about that is as you're talking your story, like you recently started taking care of yourself. And if you didn't start when you did, you might not be here. And that, look at Christine Frozen funny. But that's like, that is such a story to use when people say, I want to wait until after the holiday. Like if you waited until after Thanksgiving, hello, you know what I mean? So that's just more important. And guys, we can use Melanie and Jeffrey's story when we talk to our customers. Look, I know this dude that should not be here, and yet he's talking on our call.
Not to mention the support system we have behind all of it. I mean, all the friends that he's made through Beachbody and just, yeah. The
Dude,
Pair
awesome.
Warriors were like,
You're a pretty likable guy. Like people dig you, you know.
Likeable when you can be accountable for what you're doing. So try to tell somebody to get into a challenge group when you can't necessarily do any exercises because your brain's all jacked up. It's a little off.
Yeah, I don't think. But you get to tell them that you're still here because of that.
True.
And that you're not the only one running it. You've got people helping you run it.
Yeah.
So that when your brain is fuzzy and you make no sense, they can check in with who you're running it with.
That's just me.
I was going to say, at least you have a legitimate excuse for that. I don't have a reason. I can't point to my head.
Yeah, right?
It's me.
It's just me, right? That's what I always win with.
He just now has an excuse.
Yeah, right?
Crazy. We're so glad you were there.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us see your face.
And your dented head.
Yeah, that's still ugly on camera, too.
Amazing.
It's good.
Right.
Christine, you want to take us out?
Thank you guys. You guys rock. Have a great weekend. Go crush some goals. Mwah.